You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got a pressing question. Are Drew and Carly going to have a jailhouse wedding? We are seeing them right now on the night before that Drew has to check into prison at Pentonville, and they made a lot of promises to each other, and they made love very sweetly. It was all very nice. She promised to wait as long as she needed to start their life together. They swapped I love yous. Everything looks great, and now he's heading off to prison. But could some factors change while he's in prison to make them want to consider a jailhouse wedding? We're going to dig into those in just a second. But if you haven't, please click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital updates, spoilers, and news. So right now, Carly and Drew have some big obstacles in their love. First and foremost is that Drew has a 3-year sentence to Pentonville for insider trading, although he didn't do the insider trading. Carly did, but he has decided to pay the price for her. He also promised that he would pay the price financially. She has this significant SEC fine, and she's trying to figure out how to pay it. But he had offered to sell Aurora Media and cover those fines, but she insisted that he not do it. So there's just a whole lot going on for them, but that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg, because there's also the question of why Cyrus Renault is so interested in Drew Cain coming to Pentonville Penitentiary. Is Cyrus planning to kill him to somehow punish Sonny and Carly? I don't know. I mean, he says that he's found the Lord, and he's always got his Bible, and he's always reading scripture and everything. And he swears he's a changed man, but we know that he's really not. He's just rotten to the core, and he could do something bad to hurt Drew. There's also another obstacle coming for Drew and Carly, because Nina and Sonny are on a collision course to splitting up. He is going to find out that Nina turned Carly and Drew over to the SEC, and when he does, you know he's not going to tolerate that at all. Their split already seems like the writing is on the wall. It seems inevitable. And when they split, is Sonny going to try and immediately run back to Carly, who has promised to wait for Drew? Then the other factor that we've got is that the loneliness. Carly is not very good at being alone, at being without a man. She doesn't generally go without a man for very long, and they have just swapped I love yous, and so she's going to be very lonely. So would they make a commitment while he is behind bars? Will they have a jailhouse wedding? If they do have a jailhouse wedding, you know it would be the most insane thing that they could do is have Cyrus Renault officiate the wedding. You know, he is, of course, always with the Bible and everything, and says he's found the Lord. Good for him if he has, but it seems like a long shot. And that means that he is probably somebody who knows how to do a marriage ceremony. You know, he could go online, he could get his officiant's license, and he could actually marry them. And wouldn't that be very weird? Because it might be a situation where Cyrus isn't aiming to kill Drew, but aiming to protect him and make an ally out of him if he thinks that he could use Drew at some point against his enemies. All right, so there are some benefits that we can think of, 3 big benefits, in fact, for Drew and Carly if they go ahead and get married while he is behind bars, which they do allow prisoners to do that. And at least that would be something different for Carly, right? I don't think she's done a jailhouse wedding. She's done a bunch of other kinds of weddings, but a jailhouse wedding? She did one in a hospital with Sonny. She's had several at the house, but this would be different. The first benefit of Drew and Carly having a jailhouse wedding is that they can't testify against each other if they are married. If some other charges crop up in this SEC case, or if another federal agency decides to pursue some other charges, them being married would make it where they couldn't grill them about the other or try to entice them to testify against each other, because spouses are not legally allowed to. The second benefit would be that as Drew's wife, Carly could oversee Aurora Media for him while he is behind bars. Remember, she was talking the other day to Jocelyn when she was telling her about this fine, and she was talking about, I need to get a job. And she said she kept thinking she'd get the hotel back. I'm not sure how she thought she would, but at any rate, she's not, because Nina has that half. But she could run Aurora Media for Drew. And remember, he had said he wanted to sell the company to pay her fine, And she said no. She said that should be a legacy for your daughter Scout. And his answer was kind of stupid. He's like, Scout's too young to know about legacies. No, but that's the whole point. You build that legacy for them to take over later. So just because Scout doesn't know about it doesn't mean that it's not the right thing to do. So Carly could kill two birds with one stone. He could give her a high salary so she could chip away at that SEC fine, and then he could, have her running the company, and that way he doesn't have to worry about it as much. But the number 3 reason for them to have a jailhouse wedding is much sexier, and we're going to reveal that to you in just a second. But if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital updates, and click a like if you enjoyed this video. All right, the third and final benefit to Carly and Drew having a jailhouse marriage is conjugal visits. You know about those. A lot of prisons do them, where if you are married to an inmate, you get to go up to the prison and they have this special little room for you to do marital, intimate activities in, with your spouse. So at least if they were married, she might be able to get a conjugal visit, and they could keep enjoying intimacy and keep enjoying their relationship and exploring their love. So we will have to wait and see if that happens. But right now, she's just devastated that he's leaving. He's devastated that he's leaving, and it's a messy mess. A lot of people want to blame Nina for it, but let's face it, none of this would be possible if Carly hadn't broken the law to start with. It doesn't matter that she thought she had good motives. Insider trading actually hurts people. It does. There's a reason that it is a crime. It's not a victimless crime. There's a reason there are laws against it. She broke those laws. She knew better, but she at least is not going to prison, and Nina is going to face serious fallout. But will Carly become Mrs. Cain? Will she be Carly Cain while he's still behind bars? Let us know in the comments what you think about that and if you'd like to see it happen.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.